I'm Charbria Shine, and welcome back to Max Out Girl. Guys, today I have a very special guest, Miss Shana Tate. Not only is she the CEO, but the founder of Brown Skin Coffee Roaster. Hey, Shana.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. So let's just jump right into it. This is a beautiful place, and y'all, when I tell you the coffee and the tea and the food is amazing, woo, it's amazing, okay? Okay, so let's jump into it. Did you always know you were going to be an entrepreneur?
I know that I was raised in an entrepreneur setting.
Really? Okay.
My aunt and uncle raised me.
Okay.
And my uncle owned Dutch Boy Pail Company in Chicago. And my aunt owned a jewelry store downtown Van Buren.
Nice, okay.
In Chicago, yes. So I was raised with turpentine on my hand to clean paint brushes, because back then they did not throw away paintbrushes. It was cleaning the paintbrushes.
Wow, yeah.
After he got done painting. And my aunt, I was taught to take newspaper and vinegar to clean the glass so you can see the jewelry that is all placed there.
Nice. So when you grew up in that environment, did you say, oh, I want to be an entrepreneur, or not at that point?
Not at that point.
Okay.
What
did you want to do?
I just wanted to make them proud.
Nice.
You know, I wanted to show my family that I have received the fruit that has been given to us.
Yeah.
I started out in human resources.
Okay.
And just working, starting as a recruiter and then working as a human resource analyst, and it just always kept me around people.
Yeah.
You know, I had a second job working in hospitality, so I was a night auditor for a hotel.
Wow.
And then it had just went further until I became a director of a hotel. It just, those type of movements and achievements in that time frame allowed me management skills and wanting to own my own hotel one day.
Nice,
So,
yeah. So always working with people in hospitality, customer service.
Yes.
But when did it click that, okay, coffee and my own place? Like, how did you get to that? Because a lot of times I feel people end up in careers, they may love it or they may not. And sometimes people come to the realization, I don't love this.
Right.
Was that what it was for you, or?
It was part-time.
Okay.
My husband and I created Ya Cigara, which is a mobile cigar lounge.
Okay.
And we were hired to do an event in Martha's Vineyard. And so they flew us there and we setting up and everything. Well, we decided that we were going to go on a tour ourselves of Martha's Vineyard. And we went to a cigar lounge that served coffee. Instead of bourbon, they served coffee with their tea. I mean, with their cigars. So sitting there and having a conversation, and I said, well, what blend is this? And the gentleman explained to me, we don't do blends. These are single origin coffees to go along with, paired with the cigars.
Okay.
So of course, come back home and I started researching coffee and wanted to understand the single origin. And it took me into an arena of different cultures.
Wow.
And learning that each coffee has its own culture. They make their coffee their way. And it is very important to the farmer of the coffee. And so now we're in COVID.
Yeah.
And I told my husband, I said, well, I can still sell coffee, and we'll take the coffee and we'll sell it, you know, online. Well, people started buying the coffee, but I still was not getting the connection.
Which you like with the customer service,
with the
hospitality. Okay.
Yes. And so I was online and I saw the coffee. This lady, she had a trailer.
Okay.
And she was doing the same thing we were doing with cigars, but she was doing it with coffee and tea, you know. So I told him, I said, what if I had a small car? And so we started looking and we saw the smart cars. And so a friend of mine, Antoine Butler, he designed the back of the car, whereas we can pull out, and I'll share pictures with you.
Yes.
And so during COVID, we would pull up, because that was our thing. I don't know if you remember seeing a little boy pull up on me. And so we would
No,
pull
I
up on people in their driveways and bring
sell
them coffee.
So wait, I'm fascinated. Let's back up. So a smart car, which we'll show them a picture of your smart car. It's so cute. All right, a smart car, which is really tiny. You out of the trunk, you open it up, and you sell coffee.
Sold coffee, tea. We didn't sell wine.
Yeah.
But we did have wine for a nip.
And so you were going to, they had to pre-order this and you were going to their homes?
Well, if they say, you know, well, we wanted, you know, coffee.
Yeah.
We would, at first we started with just calls.
Okay.
But then we developed a route. And so we got 4 coffee cars.
Okay.
And we just would end up, the car would be, because in Indianapolis, you know, 465 is the circle.
Is that where you started?
So that's where we started.
Okay.
And so we would have a car on the east side, the west side.
This is so
each
cute.
side of the
Yeah.
spectrum of Indianapolis, and we would just pull up.
So some were pre-orders, but some would probably see your car like,
Yes.
what is this? And kind of check it out.
And we
Wow.
we would sell coffee and tea. We would pull up. Our favorite thing was Saturday morning. We would go down for the homeless, and we would pull up under the viaduct and serve as giving back.
Yeah, that's amazing.
But other than that, people would see our cars and
they'd want to check it out because it's so cute. Y'all got to see this. So I could see like people want, what is this? What's going on? And the product's amazing.
Yes.
So then they get hooked. So wait, you didn't know anything about coffee before?
I did not.
So
I
you
did
just,
not.
you got excited about it, you started researching, and then you started learning about the different cultures and farmers and coffee, and you just figured it out?
I figured it out. I met a gentleman, Mr. French. He is a roaster in Indianapolis, and he said, if you want to come learn, now he did blends.
Okay.
And so when I told him that I really wanted to do just single origin, and I told him that I started researching on how to roast and everything, and he allowed me to do so in his shop.
Wow, that's amazing.
And that's where the production.
So kind of learn from his experience, kind of like a mentor type thing. That's amazing.
And he still mentors me to this day.
That's awesome.
And after that, learning how to roast.
How long did that take?
Ooh, all of COVID, and now I'm
So-
still learning. It's
so
still a
like
learning experience.
but for you to get started, was it like a year
Oh,
before
yeah,
you could
most
start trying to
definitely.
roast yourself?
And for me to feel confident that
Okay.
I was able to roast.
Okay.
Mr. French worked well with me and wanted to make sure that his person was available as well to roast. And, you know, when we get coffee from Rwanda, it's a different roasting versus Somalia.
So how did you find out how to get coffee from, so it's not coffee, is it the bean? The beans, right? How did you figure out how to get it from the different countries or from the different places?
Mr. French introduced me to a
He
broker.
hooked you up, didn't he?
I mean, everything. This
Relationships,
man
people,
did-
relationships.
Yes.
Okay.
And he was fascinated with my fascination of wanting to
'cause he probably
carry
loves
this.
it, right?
And so he said that he just never thought of having coffee from
Different places.
like Sumatra. He would have, you know, certain beans, but not selling it as, hey, we have Rwanda, we have Sumatra, Indonesia.
So what am I drinking here? It's amazing,
Now
whatever
that
it
is the leaves from the tea. It's called matcha. And we make matcha with lavender. It tastes better to me.
And some cinnamon in
And
there.
some
I
cinnamon,
taste that.
yes.
I love cinnamon.
And so Michelle, who's my assistant, everything, she's
Yeah.
everything.
Yeah.
And she says, you know, well, it can't always go by your taste. And I'm like, girl, look, that tastes good.
But it can.
That's the recipe. And we going from there.
It's your business.
So
yeah.
sometimes when customers come in and I'll say, well, then try this. You know, you just want to give a different experience.
Yeah, and it's amazing. Like I was telling you, I'm a tea lover, but I've never tasted anything like that.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
I'm
so,
glad.
so no, yeah, guys, you got to try it. This is amazing. So let's jump. So you started with the smart cars. But we all know the business can be tough. So how did you go from smart car to brick and mortar? This is amazing. And you have more than one location.
Yes.
So
So
what
the
was
brick
your
and
first
mortar
brick and mortar?
Was offered to me.
Okay.
I was participating in a program in Indianapolis and met the owner of a building
Okay.
in Brownsburg. And he asked me, you know, well, are you ready to do something? We're looking for a coffee shop.
Nice.
And I was like, in Brownsburg?
I know nothing about Brownsburg. How far is that from this shop? About?
Oh,
It's pretty far.
2.5 hours.
Oh, yeah, it's far. Okay.
It's a predominantly white neighborhood.
Okay.
So it was just new. Like everything was new. You are a African American woman coming to an area with the bold name of brown skin
Which is beautiful, by the way.
coffee.
Yeah.
And from the protests,
Yeah.
oh, it was very challenging.
Yeah.
Very challenging.
Oh, protest for you not to have it
not
there.
to have it there.
But it is there now.
Yeah, but not to have it there.
Okay.
It was from the protesting to the letters being written. It was just very challenging. I had beautiful people come to me and say, Shana, no matter what, we got you, we support
Yeah.
you. Of course, you're gonna bump into ignorance.
Of course.
But at the same time, it was challenging.
Yeah.
It was challenging.
Yeah.
Now Brown Skin has the opportunity to open another Brown Skin in Indianapolis, but this time on 86 in Michigan.
Okay.
So
Right now,
we're just
how
doing
many?
it.
How many? So we're here in my hometown, Gary, Indiana. Woo, woo. So there's Gary, Indiana, and there's the one in, you said
Brownsburg.
Brownsburg, Indiana.
Indiana.
And then
And
you're looking to
then-
do another one in Indianapolis.
Indianapolis.
And then potentially
Nashville, Tennessee.
there's one there,
No, not yet.
but that's where it's
It's
going.
gonna
Oh,
be,
she
yes.
is doing it, y'all. Okay.
Yes, Nashville, Tennessee. It is just amazing.
Yeah.
We're going to be in an area called Hendersonville.
Okay, I've heard of that.
I
yeah.
lived in Tennessee for 15 years.
Okay.
And I loved living in Tennessee.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
That's cool.
And so to be able to go back and put one there is just, it's just amazing. I didn't even think of that.
Yeah.
It just,
But it seems
none of
like
this
the
was a thought.
opportunities are coming to you, but you stepped out.
Yes.
And that's kind of just what I want to encourage my audience, because sometimes we have these amazing ideas, but it's just like, I don't know what to do, or I don't know what's the first step, but you got to step out.
You have to step out and you have to have faith in yourself.
Yeah.
A lot of times, because I can't tell you how many people told me, you don't need to do this. I
Really?
mean, oh my goodness.
Oh, wow.
From closest girlfriends to, girl, I wouldn't do all of that. Why are you doing all of that? You're doing too much. And, you
Wow.
know, things of that nature. But at the same time, I had to step out.
Yeah, definitely.
I mean, because what was going to happen if I didn't?
Like I always say, I'd rather have, oh well, than what ifs.
It is, exactly.
And a lot of times it won't be, oh well, a lot of times it's going to be success. You just got to keep going, especially if you're passionate about it as you are about what you're doing. You have to go for it. And you got to be careful of those people that are telling you don't go for it.
Oh my goodness.
Are they really your friends? Are they really, you got to really watch who you're around and the people that are getting your ear, because they can totally take you off course of what your goals and dreams are. So.
Right. One of the things my mom had said to me, well, you talk too much. And I was like, what? And she said,
Is it like
you
telling
talk
your
too much,
business?
you're telling your business.
Yeah.
Because somebody going to take your idea. And then I said, you know what? No one can take your idea.
Yeah.
Because it's left up to you to execute it. And I had no problem. I just, it was like, okay, I'm going to do this the way that I want to do this.
Yeah.
How I end up in Gary is a different story.
Yeah.
Mark Musla, who owns County Market, came on my Facebook page, and we were live doing Wind Down Wednesday. And so I'm laughing and jiving about the act and everything.
Yeah.
And he comes on my live and he says, oh, so you too good to come back home? I was like,
where were you at the time?
well, I'm in Brownsburg.
Okay.
And we live on Wind Down Wednesday. And he says, what, you too good to come back home? And I was like, what?
Like, no.
And I'm like, Mark, I haven't seen you forever, so what are you talking about?
Right.
And so all I'm saying is, why can't you come back home? Why can't you bring brown skin to Gary? And I was like, yeah, right. I'm not moving into none of them
You say, yeah,
places,
right.
so I don't know what you're talking about. He said, I sent you an email back in August and you didn't even respond. So I'm like, why is he doing this on Facebook live right now? And I'm like, okay, so I'll call you back.
Later, off live.
So immediately I hand the phone to Michelle and I go to my computer and I'm like,
And you found it.
and I found the email. I apologized to him because I most definitely did not want him to think that I would not respond or anything. And came up in December. This was in December. And all the havoc that was going on in Brownsburg, this is how God works.
Yeah.
Mark had called and we met, came here. It was built like this.
Yeah.
And he said, hey, if you can bring that same energy here, let's do it. I was like,
wow.
Man,
That's
how
amazing.
much money you talking about? Because I can't afford all of that, you know?
Yeah.
And then he said, it will be worth your while. And I was like, okay. So sat down and made sure that we found contractors. I told him I did not want to do anything that I did in Brownsburg.
Okay.
Contractor-wise and all.
Yeah.
We found neighborhood contractors.
Yeah.
An electrician, the flooring guy, just all the talent had to come from Gary.
Yeah, that's awesome.
They came over and they showed out.
I mean, they did.
They
It's
showed
beautiful in here.
out.
This is amazing.
Anything, I did not have an architect this time. None of that money was spent. And
it looks amazing.
yes, I just drew it on a piece of paper and
made it
Mark
happen.
took it from there.
Wow.
And that's it. And
I
it's
love
just
that.
been a blessing. Coming home, meeting with the community
Yeah.
and hearing them say, thank you for bringing this here.
It's nice. It's lovely. Right?
And see, I get choked up
Go
every
ahead.
time because I'm telling you,
It's beautiful.
I never thought that it would mean something. I always included the art because my uncle who raised me, he was an artist, but he could not display his art because painting was his job. Art was his hobby.
Right.
And I wanted to pay homage to him
Yeah.
because he had beautiful art.
Yeah.
And we used to always watch Bob. I can't think of his name now, but it was a Caucasian man that had an afro, and he would be on the public service network painting.
Oh, okay.
And my uncle just always watching him, and he's always doing his strokes, and all his paintings went in the basement.
Wow.
You know. So I wanted to make sure that in the art community, they had an opportunity to display as well as sell their art.
Yeah.
And I belong to the Indiana Art Council.
Nice.
So with that, it affords me the opportunity to, when they have different funding or anything, to introduce the artists in our areas, in our community,
Yeah.
to them so they can gain some type of exposure.
That's nice.
Yes.
Yeah. That's amazing. So right now you have a lot of projects coming up
Yes.
with Brown Skin. Okay.
Oh,
So
my
this is
goodness.
amazing coffee. So let's talk about maybe to the fans now, or to some of the ladies who might be watching. So what would you say to that brown skinned woman or even girl who's like, I have an amazing idea, but man, I don't know how to get it off the ground. I feel like all the odds are against me. I feel stuck, but I
Yeah.
have this in my heart. What would you say to her?
One of the things that I do with my girls here and gentlemen, in their interview process, I ask them, what do you want to do? Well, I like to do hair. Automatically, I'm calling Amina Chandler, who
Yeah.
owns a beauty school in
Yeah.
Maryville. You have to be able to let a person see us. If I can see you, I know that it's possible that I can do it.
Yeah.
A lot of times, these young people do not have that opportunity to see
The exposure.
the exposure
Yeah.
of it.
Yeah.
A lot of times we leave and we don't come back.
Yeah.
Not
That's
saying
true.
that I would have came back.
Right. But
I'm just
but an
being
opportunity
real.
came.
Stop
No, I
opportunity.
understand. I get it. Yeah.
And so being able to provide that you can do it and show them what they can do and what it looks like.
Yeah.
I encourage everyone to please shadow someone.
I love that. The
Do
mentor
not-
piece is
it
big.
you have to, because a lot of times we're thinking, well, I thought of this and I don't want them to steal my idea and all this stuff. And this younger generation, they no fear.
Yeah.
So I think it's our responsibility to make sure that they have exposure
Yeah.
to what they want to do. Of course, it took us a little longer because we go through a process, whereas their mindset is, I want it, I'm
Yep,
going
go
to get
get it. Yep.
That's it.
I love it. Yeah.
And understanding that there is homework. You have to do the homework.
And research.
And
Yep.
research.
You're right.
You have
yeah.
to. But at the same time, we have to share. We have to share information.
collaborate.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It is just too much out there for us to have. And if we don't share the information and provide each other the opportunity,
Yeah.
then we will never be able to start circulating our dollars in our community.
Yeah. No, I love that. Thank you. I love that you're from Gary, Indiana, where I'm from. I love that you went out, you exposed yourself to other cultures, other things. I love that now you brought this here to us. It's beautiful. And I love your advice. You're right. Mentorship is so important. Just getting around whatever field you want to be and getting around someone who's successful in it, who has some knowledge, and trusting in yourself, trusting in whatever your faith is. I trust in God, trusting in that there's favor for you. Like you just went forward and you found the right person to help you along the way.
Exactly.
And you can't be afraid to allow someone to help you. And I love that, because sometimes you're like, I don't want to, but you have to, because they paved the way. They know the way,
Exactly.
and they can help you. And I love the story that you didn't know how to roast. You didn't know anything.
No,
but you were
no.
interested, and you found that you loved it. And this is amazing. The food's amazing. The coffee, the tea, everything is amazing. And it seems like doors just keep opening.
Yes.
And
yes.
I remember you when I came here the other day, you mentioned another opportunity that may possibly come up, and I'm like, what?
Ivy Tech.
Like, I'm like, how the heck? But that's how God does. You step out on faith. You don't give up when there's opposition, because you could have given up the first time when they didn't want you to bring your brown skin coffee, you know, roaster there. But you said, I'm going to go
and
through the
my bank
opposition.
wasn't giving me a loan. They
See?
was not giving me any more money
Yeah.
to do this project, because they were like, oh no.
They said you maxed
You
out.
know, you maxed, exactly. And I was like, what I need, and it doesn't make a difference if you say that you need.
Yeah, yeah.
It doesn't work that way. So you have to make yourself valuable to yourself first.
Yeah.
And just go from there, constantly saying, you know, brown skin, yes, roaster, because we roast our own coffee.
Yeah.
And that's our next project, is to open the roaster here
Okay.
instead of being in Indianapolis.
Gotcha. Nice.
And being able to provide jobs. Now, it's hard. Oh my goodness. I don't know why or what's going on that people do not want to work like we used to.
Yeah.
Whew.
Yeah, it's different
Lord,
now.
it's
It is different.
And
But-
it's hard, and it's hard to get people to understand when you don't have workers and you're trying to do everything.
Yeah.
You can't do everything.
No,
You
because you're
cannot.
working in the business, not on the business.
On the business,
Yeah.
exactly.
But I'm just so proud of still what you've accomplished. Like, this is
Oh,
amazing.
thank you.
It's inspiring, and I could be transparent to say, I'm going to be honest, I was pleasantly surprised when I came here. I was pleasantly surprised, because I'm going to be honest, I'm from Gary. I don't come here a lot, but to be able to come somewhere like this and Jay's Breakfast Club, and it's amazing, and to just feel the nostalgia, like when I was younger, where you felt you did have at least one good place that you can go to, where there's community and people that you love and people that look like you and people who are successful but look like you. That's amazing.
It is.
And honestly, it's touching me, because that sometimes, like you said, the desire is to go away from where you're from.
Yes.
Just the truth,
Just
you
the
know,
truth.
versus being able to come back and appreciate and say, no, this is where I'm from. This is amazing. And we're coming here and we're going to support. And I love what you've done. So thank you.
Thank
This is
you.
awesome.
Thank
This is
you.
awesome.
Most
So where can they find you? Where can they find this beautiful place? Tell the ladies.
So Brown Skin Coffee Gary Edition
Yes.
is located at 1921 West 25th Avenue off the Grant Street exit.
Yeah.
Off of 8094, and in the beautiful County Market Plaza. I have to give them a plug. 'Cause you know what I'm saying.
Yes.
But the County Market Plaza has a lot going on over here. Have a lot of different restaurants that's coming.
Nice.
And it's just a renaissance
Yeah.
that
It's
hoping
happening.
to be part of Gary.
I love it.
Just excited. Our number is 219-281-2155, and we here.
And
we
they
home.
can follow you on Facebook, right?
Facebook, Instagram,
What's
TikTok,
your handle on there? Is it
at Brown Skin Coffee.
Brown Skin Coffee? So
All the way
follow
across the
her,
board.
check it out, because also they have a lot of events. So when you go on there, all that information's on there. It's a cool, happening place, whether you want to come and just hang out or invite your friends, have an event, or they also have great events too. So check it out, follow them, share, support, because this is just beautiful what she's doing. So we love to see this in Gary, Indiana. We want to see more of her. So come on out and just invite people. So as you guys know, you can follow me at Charbria Shine at Max Out Girl. Right now, as you know, we have the Max Out Girl Conference coming up. Whoop, whoop. We have $10 off your purchase tickets right now if you use all caps Max Out the number 10. That's Max Out the number 10 to get $10 off your purchase. Again, we're gonna have speakers, DJs, a great time. If you know me, you know I like to have fun, but I love to empower you. So you're gonna leave empowered, encouraged to maximize your potential in every area of your life. So as you know, I love you. I hope I said something that encouraged, inspired, and elevated your thinking. And always remember to max out, girl. well. I'm Charbria Shine. Talk to you next time. Bye, guys.